Hi everyone, welcome to Solo Yoga. My name is Edie and I'll be guiding you through your practice. So our practice today is focused around the core and specifically the deep core muscles, so the transverse abdominis, in addition to rotational muscles of the core. So more often than not in classes, we tend to just work our superficial layer, which is the rectus abdominis, the six pack. So we're aiming to find a deeper engagement. I have a couple tricks I'll share as well if this is less familiar for you or you're not quite sure. One thing I will mention is that as you're engaging this deep transverse abdominis, it might not feel like a whole lot of work, and it takes quite a bit as well of just brain power of thinking as you're engaging. So know that it's going to be probably slower in nature and really intentional. For the practice, you will need here a block and a resistance band. If you don't have a resistance band, you could also use a strap, or you could use a like rope tie or a belt. We're gonna go ahead and start on our backs. And as you make your way here, lying down on your mat, both legs can be long or you can keep your knees bent. Try to relax your shoulders here away from your ears. And just take a moment to start to settle into your mat, settle into your space. Feel the points of contact of your body to the ground. And connect to your breath here and the way that your breath moves your body. So bring one hand to the middle of your abdomen, one hand to the center of your chest. And just feel the way that your natural breath is moving your body from the inside out. Try not to change any details of your natural breath here. And more specifically, notice the way here that one or both hands move. So is your hand that's at your chest moving more than your bottom hand? Is your bottom hand moving higher or more? You know that anytime throughout the practice, more doesn't always mean better. Sometimes they can just really mean more. So try not to give it too much attention. Now we'll start to bring a bit of detail here to your breath. Let the hand at the center of your chest be really heavy, almost like it was weighted. So a little bit of a press downward. And on your inhale breath, breathe into your bottom hand. Breathe into your rib cage, breathe into your back body. Pause at the top. Slow and steady exhale out, release. Let that bottom hand almost be weighted, releasing and supporting that release of air out. Belly releases downward. Take 3 more rounds of breath, each inhale looking to expand outward within your abdomen, side to side within your rib cage, and your back body downward. And your exhale breath, aim for it to be just as long as your inhale and steady. 3 more rounds of breath here. And at the bottom of your third exhale out, no rush to get there. Release your hands back down alongside your body. And one by one, bend your knees. So bend your right leg first, place your right foot down, bend your left knee, place your left foot down. And bring your hands to rest here on the fronts of your pelvis, your hip points. Palms can rest down here to the fronts of your pelvis. Thumbs are gonna come towards center, and then your fingers are gonna make their way towards your pubic bone, so almost towards that inner kind of hip crease with your knees bent here, creating an upside down triangle. Now notice here as you create this triangle, if your pelvis is level, if there's one side that's lifted higher, one side lifted lower, and if so, just try to aim for a level pelvis. Keep the backside of your neck long here. And on your inhale breath, tilt your pelvis forwards. You're gonna think of here, your front hip points moving towards your thighs. But your sit bone, your tailbone is not lifted here. And as you tilt your pelvis forward, you're gonna increase the lumbar curve of your spine. On your exhale breath, tilt your pelvis back. So those front hip points, your palms, are gonna move back like you were pressing them or turning them downward towards the ground. Lower back here is gonna press downward. Inhale breath, tilt your pelvis forward. Exhale breath, tilt your pelvis back. Take here just 3 more rounds of this and really feel the sensation as you're tilting your pelvis forward and back of your hips. So what takes place as you move forward of your lower back. And then same thing as you tilt back, what takes place as you tilt your pelvis back within your hips, within your lower back. Now, bottom of your third pelvic tilt here, and your third exhale. Based upon those 2 movements, find the space between. So at a neutral pelvis, you'll have a subtle space between you and the ground here at your lower back. Your pelvic points will be level to one another, and that triangle shape can be incorporated anytime here, especially if you're not quite sure. Am I level? Am I neutral? You can always bring your hands back. If you would like, keep the triangle or release your hands alongside your body. Now, ever so slightly, on your next exhale, think of moving your front pelvic points back. There's still gonna be a subtle space between you and the ground, but it's gonna be less than your neutral. Now take an inhale, breathe into your abdomen. On your exhale, draw your navel in towards your spine. We're gonna work with that and add to it. So take an inhale, breathe in. Then breathe out, draw your navel actively in towards your spine. And you almost might even think of here, each exhale, this kind of bracing, pulling back engagement, but your body may not move. More of an energetic awareness. As you exhale, thinking of shortening the front of your body. All right, so we'll add on, once again, bring your hands to rest onto the front of your hip points, your pelvis. Now, palms are gonna be here right on that bony hip point. Fingers are gonna be just to the inside, like you were bringing your fingertips towards the center of your abdomen. Now, either think of fake coughing, or actually fake cough a couple times. And as you do that, notice what muscles press into your hands or your fingers. Now that fake cough, I'm gonna encourage you to use that throughout this muscle engagement, this next movement. And you can either actually make the sound, or if you can engage by thinking of the action without the sound, you can explore that as well. So take an inhale breath here. On your exhale, draw your navel in towards your spine and think of fake coughing till you find those muscles here that press up into your fingers. Now you're gonna keep those muscles. Inhale breath, we're gonna add on here, expand your abdomen, keep your pelvis neutral, slowly begin to pick your right foot up, just until your right shin is parallel to the ceiling, about a 90-degree bend through your right knee. On your exhale breath, think of fake coughing, engage those deep transverse abdominis muscles. Try to keep that engagement as you slowly lower your right heel downward. Pelvis is neutral, even that subtle tilt back. Inhale breath, breathe into your abdomen, lift your left heel up. Left shin's gonna be parallel to the ceiling. On your exhale breath, think of fake coughing. You might even feel those muscles engage with your fingers. Slowly try to keep the engagement, lower your left heel down. Inhale breath, pick your right foot up. Right shin is parallel to the ceiling. Exhale, think of fake coughing, find those muscles. Draw your navel towards your spine, slowly lower your right heel. So continue following your own breath here. And again, it's not about how fast you move, but thinking of all of the details, starting with your breath, then your pelvis, then that action of fake coughing, until you find those muscles that press into your fingertips. Explore keeping them as you lower your heel. Keep the back side of your neck long. Now, if this is feeling like a good intensity level for you, you can stick with alternating side to side. If you would like to build on this, the next time you pick your right foot up, on your inhale, pick your left foot up, but you're still lifting one at a time. Your exhale, find those deep transverse core muscles here, those muscles of the fake coughing action. Slowly release your left heel, release your right heel. Inhale, pick your left foot up. If you're choosing to pick both up, pick your right foot up. Both shins parallel to the ceiling. Exhale, engage, lower. Continue with this, following your own breath. Check in with your pelvis. Make sure that it's staying neutral, even that subtle tilt back. We'll take here just 3 more rounds. At the bottom of your 3rd round, relax, release your hands, let both legs come along. And lift both your arms up overhead. Take an inhale, full body stretch. And as you exhale, just soften everything. 2 more rounds of breath. Now at the bottom of your next exhale, one by one, release your arms back down alongside your body. Once again, think of fake coughing. Find those deep core muscles. One by one, bend your knees with that engagement staying. So more often than not, as we transition to and from postures, we think of using that same muscle engagement. Not only will you explore more stability with your transitions, but you'll also get more engagement. All right, one by one, pick your feet up, hug your knees in towards your chest, and massage out your back body. So you can kind of rock side to side or forward and back. Let it feel good though. And then just take the next here 5 seconds, 10 seconds to freestyle. If you want to take a happy baby, if you want to straighten both legs, point and flex your feet, roll out your ankles, any feel good movements. And then rebend your knees. With both knees drawn in towards your chest, start to rock and roll the length of your mat a couple times, massaging out your spine. Gradually making your way all the way up to seated. So if you have a resistance band, we're gonna grab that. If you don't, and you're using a strap, what you can do with this strap, a yoga strap, is just create a loop with it. So you're gonna put one end of the strap through 2 rings or whatever your strap has, and then you're gonna pull the rings apart, loop it back through one of them until you can create this kind of circle shape. What you would do if you had the strap is you would essentially put that around just above your knees, and you want it to be about hip width distance apart. Now, if you're using the strap here today, once you get it just above your knees here to your thighs, hip width distance apart, you would work the action of pulling your feet apart till you feel your glutes, legs kind of kick on. If you have the resistance band, place it around, same placement you would place the strap, just above your knees to your thighs. Same action, you're gonna pull your legs apart just till you find your hip width distance. Knees can hug in towards your chest, rock on back down. Once you get back down here, we're going to take a few rounds of bridge. So it's not just this center, midsection of your body. Your core is anywhere from here to your knees. So hands are going to be resting alongside your hip distance apart. Pull your legs apart till you find your hip width distance and feel here the resistance of your band or of the strap. Find your neutral pelvis. Hands will be alongside your body. On your inhale breath, press into your feet. Be conscious that you maintain your neutral pelvis. So you want to avoid here your pelvis tilting forward and your lower back doing the work here of the lift. Instead, as you lift slowly, maintain a neutral pelvis. You can even kind of consider that downward tilt. If you feel like your lower back's kicking on here, glutes are going to activate, feet are going to pull apart from one another, knees are going to stay hip width distance. Press down through your palms, down through your arms. Back of your neck stays long. Slowly on your exhale breath, roll back down. Lower your middle spine, lower spine, pelvis stays neutral. Inhale, lift up. Again, thinking of your glutes facilitating the lift and even those deep core muscles. Slowly lower with control, deep core muscles activate. Continue moving through following your own breath. So your inhale, you're lifting. Exhale, breath with control, you're lowering. And it's not about how high today. So if this feels really, really small in relation to your typical bridge lifts, just know that that's not the focus today, to lift high. Instead, more engagement of your glute, more engagement of deep core muscles. We'll take here another 5 rounds, one being both inhale and exhale. At the bottom of your 5th round, no rush to get there, slowly lower. One by one, hug your knees in towards your chest. You can remove your strap, resistance band, whatever prop you chose. Place it outside of your space, hug your knees in. Again, 5 to 10 seconds, any feel good movements. If you want to let legs come long, open the front of your hip space. Lift both arms up overhead, take a full body stretch. Let your body lead, your mind follow. And if you chose to straighten your legs one by one, rebend. Hug your knees in towards your chest. And start to rock and roll the length of your mat. So just a few times massaging out your back body. Once you gain enough momentum, make your way all the way up. So this next movement we're gonna take here is just prepping for a deeper engagement of the rotational muscles of the core. So we're gonna start here in a seated position. Your legs can be out in front of you to start. Now, one thing I will mention is that if you're practicing this and you have tightness or tension through your outer hips and it hurts to cross your legs, know that your alternative can just be legs straight out in front of you. So we're gonna start here by crossing your right ankle over your left. Your hands are gonna come alongside your body. If you wanna keep your legs straight, this is where you would stay. If you're gonna bend here, you're gonna bend your knees, but it's gonna be less about your heels being really close in towards your seat, like a traditional cross-legged position, and let your ankles, your legs come more out in front of you. Almost as if you were trying to let your knee over your ankle, knee be over your ankle. Feet are gonna be flexed. Hands on your body. So press your fingertips into the ground, and as you inhale, reach your tailbone down, grow taller. So a 2-directional stretch here through your spine. Tailbone down, shoulders lift, side bodies lengthen. On your exhale, relax your shoulders back and down. Now, one by one, pick your arms up to a T shape. Take an inhale. Once again, think of that 2-directional stretch through your spine. So lengthen, sit taller. And on your exhale, draw your navel up and in. Slowly start to turn towards here, the right. And now you're starting here, this rotation coming from the base of your spine. Move the rotation up towards your middle spine and turn your upper spine. So rotation coming at your shoulders. Now there's going to be this point where it feels like you naturally stop, you can't turn anymore. Release your right hand down behind you. Try not to use leverage from your hand connected to the ground to turn your body further. Release your left hand to your right thigh. Again, it's tempting to want to just go right into it, use your arms, but we're not doing that today. We're really focusing in on the abdomen, creating this rotation. So little muscles, creating this rotation and maintaining it. So as you are turned towards the right here, press down through your right fingertips behind you. Take an inhale, grow taller, that two-directional stretch. Pelvis stays neutral. On your exhale breath, think of your navel hugging up and in, and your belly engaging to turn you. Hold for 2 more full breath cycles. Bottom of your second exhale, try to maintain as much rotation as you can. Slowly lift your arms back to that T shape. Untwist base of your spine. Untwist your middle spine and untwist your upper spine. Release your hands down, straight both legs. Any feel good movements, you want to shake out your legs, but then cross your left leg over your right. If you're staying with legs straight, this is where you'll stay. If you're going to cross them, once again, you're going to bend your knees, but it's less about a traditional cross-legged position, heels really close towards your sit bones, more about your shins almost aligning one in front of the other, knees over your ankles. Hands will come here alongside your body. Now press downward through your fingers. Take an inhale, grow taller. On your exhale, relax your shoulders down and back. One by one, lift your arms up. Breathe in, lengthen. Your exhale, draw your navel up and in. Find your belly first, so engage. From that engagement, turn the base of your spine to the left. Turn your middle spine, so think of your rib cage rotating towards the left. Right side of your rib cage is going to come forward as the left side moves back. And then think of upper spine turning. Now, once you come to that natural stopping point, release your left hand behind you. Try not to use your fingers connected to the ground as leverage. Release your right hand to your left knee. Belly is what's engaging and maintaining the rotation, not your arms. Take an inhale, grow taller. Exhale breath, draw your navel up and in. Find the engagement, rotate from the engagement. 2 more full breath cycles. If you want to look towards your left shoulder, feel free, but try to be cautious, even with the gaze, your gaze, that you're not just turning your neck autopilot, but you're really aware of that rotation, that movement. Now keep as much twist as possible. Lift your arms back out to that T shape and mindfully untwist base of your spine. Untwist your middle spine. Untwist your upper spine. Release your hands down, straighten your legs, shake out your legs. All right, next prop. Grab a block if you have one. If you don't have one, that's okay. You can still take this movement without it. I'll talk about ways you can do it without the block if you don't have one. But make your way back down onto your mat. Now, as you make your way back down, find your neutral pelvis. One by one, pick your feet up till your shins are parallel to the ceiling. Grab your block, place it in between your knees. Now, as you place your block in between your knees, you want to make sure here that your block is more towards your upper body. This will help once we move into this next movement, it'll help. So block is hanging more towards my face. Knees are squeezing here, the opposite end. Hands will come behind your head like you were going to take a crunch position. Now find your neutral pelvis. Be conscious that your lower back is not kicking away from the ground, but you have that subtle space between you and the ground. Take an inhale, breath, expand. On your exhale breath, draw your navel up and in, find your deep core muscles. Think of fake coughing. Lift your upper body directly up just until you feel front side of core fire more. Again, you want to avoid this crunching position, but you're lifting directly up. And then start to, from the engagement that you created with that lift, rotate towards the right. Your left elbow is going to now pin the block between your right knee and your left elbow. Slowly, your inhale breath, left leg's gonna straighten. Your exhale, think deep core muscle, engage as you come back up. We're gonna be here 5 rounds. Whoop. And if you lose your block, once again, just repin it. Bottom of your 5th round, keep the engagement. Slowly re-squeeze the block between your knees, lower your upper body down. Keep the engagement, think deep core muscles here. As you slowly release one foot, grab your block, release your other foot. Release your block outside of your space, full body stretch. Take a full inhale breath here. And on your exhale breath, let your upper body move towards the right. So you're still gonna be fully connected, your shoulders, your arms. And if this is too much on your shoulders, you can always bend at your elbows, goalpost your arms, or even create that T shape. Now upper body again is just lifting up and over to the right. Heels can stay at center or walk your heels to the right as well. Like you're creating a half moon shape with your body. Both your upper body, your heels moving to the right. Now ankles can stay apart or you can cross your left leg over your right. Couple of rounds of breath, breathing space, awareness into your left side body. Bottom of your next exhale, uncross your ankles if you cross them. Bring your heels back to center. Bring your upper body back to center. Release your arms one by one. Be conscious of the and then bend your opposite knee. Place your feet back down like you were setting up bridge. Grab your block, we'll take the other side. So for the other side, once again, one by one, pick your feet up. Shins will be parallel to the ceiling, knees bend, 90-degree bend. Block will come in between your knees. You want here more of the block towards your upper body. Squeeze the block between your legs. Hands will come to the backside of your head. Take an inhale. On your exhale, draw your navel up and in. Think of fake coughing. Find those deep, deep core muscles. Try to keep them as you lift your upper body up. Again, you want to avoid a crunch. Find the engagement. From the engagement, rotate right elbow to pin the block between your left knee and right elbow. Inhale breath, your right leg is going to straighten. Exhale, find the deep core muscles, rebend it. Again, we'll be here 5 rounds. Now if block here, if you drop your block, again, just restart. It's less about moving fast, more about the controlled movement and thinking with each exhale that you rebend your leg, you're finding those deep core muscles. Bottom of your 5th round, with control, squeeze the block back between your knees, slowly lower down. Now with the transition down here, grab your block, draw your navel up and in one by one, release your heels down. Place your block outside of your space, full body stretch. Now you can repeat that as much or as little as you would like. If you want to start with 5 rounds, you can start there like we did. If you want to progress it, you could move up to 8 or 10 each time. You really get to choose how much, how little. Now we'll take that side bend here, lateral stretch. Lift your upper body up and over to the left. So as you move to the left, you're essentially here creating less of an opening, and you're opening up your opposite side, so your right side body. You can stay as is, or if you want to move your heels over, move your heels over. And heels can be apart or cross your right heel over your left. Couple rounds of breath here. Now if your arms are hanging out here away from the ground, if this is too much on your shoulders, alternative would be to straighten your arms or bend at your elbows, goalpost. Bottom of your next exhale, uncross your ankles if you cross them. Bring your heels back to center. Bring your upper body back to center. Release your arms one by one back down alongside your body. And with awareness here in the transition, draw your navel up and in. Find your deep core muscles. Rebend your knees. And hug your knees one by one in towards your chest. Massage out your back body, any feel good movements you'd like. So last 10 seconds here. Again, freestyle. We so often have everything planned within our mind, and we move from this cognitive process of what should I do next. So in this next 10 seconds, just truly try to freestyle. Let your body move in any way that you want to explore. And there's no rush here. One by one, place your feet back down. Take all the time that you need. Let both of your legs come long. Let your arms come alongside your body. Just arrive back where you started. Come back to your breath. And now instead of with each exhale engaging, each exhale consider softening. Relaxing your abdomen, the muscles of your face. Spend as much time as you would like here. If you're ready to get back to your day, bend your knees, hug your knees in towards your chest, rock and roll, make your way up to seated. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, if you have questions, comments, or not quite sure how to do certain movements, please feel free to leave a comment, or you can always email questions to info@solo.yoga. Hope to see you again soon on your mat. Take care. Namaste.